I'm not scientific.
This conspiracy which has been moving around. Everyone has heard of it. We have been doing up hearing this here and there. HIV was created in the lab.
Sure.
Me, I've not had this conspiracy.
I've had the conspiracy. Everyone has had the conspiracy. You don't. There's no crime in knowing that.
We have had the conspiracy.
You've had the conspiracy.
There's no crime. We have had it.
We've all had the conspiracy.
Anyway, you always informed me about it.
So, by raising up hands, who believes HIV was created in the lab?
I don't want to be censored. The big powers will come after me. Yes. The big powers will come after me. But
I think it's a natural virus. But it's first being seen in humans. I'm not a doctor, of course. You guys will give the medical advice. I believe there's a chance maybe it's first transmission to humans. It's first crossover event. Probably in its current form. Maybe back in the past it used to cross over and not catch on and become what do you call it, a pandemic or whatever, yeah? But its first crossover point is during a suspicious time, in my opinion. Like, there's that time when people used to vaccinate, and they were preparing vaccines from cultures of, say, created from, say, like, kidneys of like, chimpanzees and stuff, Then they create the culture for their polio viruses inside that substrate. Like, they grind then they culture polio viruses, so that they can get attenuated, then they inject them as a vaccine, etc. And part of the viruses that you can find in kidneys and livers of...
But by the way, Noah is explaining, it's like someone made
of these
HIV
apes
in the lab.
Yes, of these apes.
No,
not really. Some of the whatevers that you can find are close relatives of the virus. For example, HIV viruses. You find them in livers and kidneys of these apes. So maybe this one evolved chance, like maybe there was a lot of crossover back then. By the time when it came up, say we estimate the first crossover was like in the 50s or 60s, something like that. Was that
that's
time?
not the first
So there's a
crossover
chance
then.
that it was partly human induced, like we gave the virus those HIV viruses too much opportunity to adapt to us.
But
I believe that the virus is natural. I don't think it was.
It is natural.
But I believe that it was human error that led to the spreading of the virus.
When I read in the BS biological science 1 and 2, there's that part of HIV virus. They even gave it a different kind of papers. A3, A4. Other papers are just this whatever. But this was a special case. So there's a story. Why are you looking at me like that? So they traced they said the HIV virus to have originated from Congo.
Yes, it originated from Congo.
From Congo, and it was from monkeys to whatever. So they claim someone raped a monkey.
I don't think that's what happened.
True.
That's not true. That's not what happened. Because there's no reason as to why you rape a monkey in the 1900s. Why? The only reason someone would rape a monkey is when it's in case he's an evolutionist that believes monkeys are closer to humans just like himself.
Guys, this is a serious
topic. But anyway, this is what I believe. According to studies, I think the first crossover, there used to be crossover from of HIV. What's the scientific one? Is it zoonosis? I think you've been an intern, right? Zoonosis, right? Where we have an infection or viruses or pathogens from animals that cross into humans. And the crossover had always been happening, but it was never the dominant form of HIV you get. And the first crossover that we see was in, I think, 1920 in Kinshasa by a guy that used to sell bush meat. And
no, we don't have that.
Okay, now I'm telling you what I know. You'll also tell me what you know. There's a lot of theories.
What you know has evidence.
Is there evidence for this thing?
There's no evidence.
No, I'm telling what is documented.
Yeah, I said mine was first speculation.
And now I'm telling what I think. What was documented in 1920, 1930, 1969, then up to the late 1980s. Because we see the first case in 1920 by a Kinshasa man that used to sell bushmeat.
Was it the first case?
He's patient zero. Case? That is what he's the person referred to as patient zero.
Sure.
Yes, he cut himself, and that is how he contracted the virus.
Who recorded this? This is 1920.
Okay, but
the very guy that was raping the chimpanzee.
No, he's not a he used to sell bushmeat. The rapist story is from here, but he used to sell bushmeat. But I believe the virus was less complex at the beginning.
Okay.
However, as we all understand as people that have studied biology, with mutations, as kept on mutating within the human body, it even became more complex over time. I believe the first variant of HIV that we saw in the 1920s is not the same variant that we're dealing with today. You understand? Because of multiple mutations over time. Because there's a documentation of babies in 1930 that used to die in Germany at an early age. But these people didn't know what was killing the babies. But usually the babies used to die from a compromised immune system. You get? They didn't know back then, but though now they believe it could have been the virus. You understand? They didn't know. There was the 1930 babies used to die in Germany a lot. But no one knew the cause. All they knew it was these babies had a compromised immune system. But no one, because HIV is first coined in 1980, isn't it? 1981.
Gitan Dugas was a Quebecos.
Yes.
From Quebec. Canadian flight attendant who's rolling.
I don't believe that is patients.
Of course, that wasn't.
That's not patients.
There were earlier patients.
Like but what I'm saying is, we didn't know HIV until 1981 and 1983. You understand? All we knew was there was something killing people that caused them to have a compromised immune system. We didn't know it was HIV. You understand? However, when people realized around 1969 that you could contract this, whatever thing it was, you could contract it through blood transfusion, and the filters back then they had could filter everything, every pathogen except a virus, because viruses were too small, so they could go through the pores. You understand? So they started thinking whatever it is, that has to be what? A virus. So the first people that I think it was the French scientists that isolated this virus from a human specimen should be around 1981. But before that, people used to die. I mean, drug addicts in the USA, the gay community, they used to die, but no one knew it was HIV. In 1930, babies were dying of a compromised immune system, but no one knew. All we knew, there was something killing them. So I believe...
What I can say is,
yes,
those babies you're talking about in the 30s, we have no proof where we can claim they are. So
I think it was...
It's trying to be linked.
I'm not, but that's what
but
people...
if babies died in the 1930s, then
yes.
When did it come from Congo?
1920s, I've told you 1920, and I've told you the reasons for its mass. Because they say the reason why it spread, it was because of use of unsterilized needles during mass vaccination in the Congo region.
So first it was
in the Congo region.
The babies were in German.
No, listen. Remember, we would go back to the colonial era.
Which country colonized?
Belgium, but a lot of whites came. A lot of Europeans went into Congo. You get, so there's a possibility.
Even there was a big match.
There was yes.
Muhammad Ali and whatever.
There was the rush for Africa. What is that thing? Where they started
scramble
and partition. You understand?
But the Belgian went to Germany.
So a lot, yes, possible. So how it goes to German is the colonialists coming to Africa, and
so
they
probably it wasn't sexual intercourse.
No, it wasn't sexual intercourse. It was unsterilized needles.
To the babies, separate from his. Mine has no proof, of course. My conspiracy was maybe as they were culturing polio vaccines, they created so many opportunities for crossover of these viruses. And that's how they eventually ended up with one virus.
Because
getting the right there were so many people getting SIV in them. And then by chance, this one modified SIV.
And then according to what you're saying, then it would have been engineered by a man. It would have been a man-engineered catastrophe.
That's not necessarily.
We didn't have the genetic knowledge.
Necessarily
it requires a lot of genetic engineering. It's an accident.
I don't think
it was either an accident.
I believe it was zoonosis.
But I mean, there's more conversation about accidental things that have come up. People have claimed COVID was accidental, whatever the thing was.
Yes.
But these things happen in the labs.
Yeah, they happen.
This doesn't mean that I am trying to make this virus to wipe out maybe some.
There are some scientists that are evil. There are some scientists that are evil. They are there.
But even if they were evil, they didn't have their technology and
to do it.
At
the microscopic energy. Microscopic, what is it called? Microscopic power.
I've told the first virus was isolated.
Start editing.
In 1981, they could. No, they had. They had.
Did they?
By the time you isolated virus, no, in 1981, that's when the first virus was isolated.
That's 91.
That's
1981.
We're talking about
you did microbiology. You know what it takes to isolate something. You've done
I'm just saying you cannot rule out the potential that they had the know-how.
You know what it takes to edit DNA. The people who first made a consistent way of editing DNA recently won the Nobel Prize. They came up with this like in 2001.
It was never made.
Yeah, before genetic engineering was through trial and error. there's no way you could come up with
So
something
maybe
like HIV.
I believe
pre CRISPR era
this thing was in animals, but its transmission, its crossover into humans
was accidental.
It was accidental, and because
of course
it has mutated over time, and I think the first variant was a less more complex one than we're dealing with right now.
Definitely
less complex or more complex.
It was less complex.
The first was less complex.
Nowadays HIV is weak.
Say it's cool.
Moods HIV of back then, people.
No, the reason why people say back then is
yourself.
because there was no good treatment.
But what of this cure? I'm not seeing it.
Well,
on the internet.
just saying.
They have taken it. You see, conspiracies.
There's a cure.
There's a cure.
5 patients, I think, so far.
There's a cure of HIV. Then afterwards, now we can't see it.
As some guy who got cured from
it's a
HIV.
vaccine.
No, 5 people.
It's a
prophylactic.
I've seen 5 people so far. I've had
No,
5
no.
people have
Leave
been
alone
documented.
The prophylactic.
Even the
No,
vaccine
cure.
there is actual cure that has been
And
spoken
also I've read a
about.
I haven't heard
paper.
about
I've read a
it.
paper where scientists claim they can cut HIV from human cells.
And actually, at the first person,
They can splice
the CRISPR guys.
The CRISPR guys. They claim they can splice the virus from the
the
human
first
DNA.
person, it is said that it was done through stem cell transplantation.
All the 5, they all look at cancer
people have
patients.
been cured, yeah.
All those 5 are cancer patients, and it
So
was
a
through
cure
accident.
exists,
Yeah,
but
they
it's
were treating a people
They
leukemia.
were treating leukemia, and all of them got to
accidentally
Yes.
cured.
No, they were not accidental. Okay, maybe. I don't think it was accidental curation.
Okay, coincidentally.
Coincidentally, maybe, let's say that.
So accidental.
Yeah, most the 5 that we know are all leukemia patients, and it was through what did you say?
Stem cell
Yeah,
transplantation.
stem cell
But what's current
transplantation.
there is now a prophylactic.
That being
They
said,
claim there's a prophylactic, you get an injection.
Lena
2
Kappa
times.
Dr. Chema has something to say.
Yeah.
that being said, there are guys who are selling stem cells on the market. I think you've heard of them.
Yes. These
Who are selling
guys,
stem cells
these
on
guys
the
on Bollywood, what are they called? BF Suma. They
They're
have
selling
stem
stem
They have stem cells all the time. Those guys have stem cells.
BF Suma.
They claim they have stem cells. They have stem cells for everything.
I'm making this statement
BF,
because
I've been there.
I'm making
I've
this
also
statement
been there. I went
there. I went there.
because I don't want someone with HIV out there to go looking for stem cells from
From BF
BF
Suma.
Suma.
to expect that
There's
please do
BF
not.
Suma, there's
Don't,
even
don't.
there's Tiang something.
There are so many really.
Jiangxi doesn't claim to sell stem cells.
But it is the BF Suma
But
boys.
BF Suma
Those guys
boys
sell
and
a
Super
drug
Life.
for there's
I
a
feel like
drug.
Super Life, I'll be charged for this.
Actually Super Life sells stem cells. Don't
Again,
they?
I didn't say that.
But at least we'll put a disclaimer. I didn't say that.
I don't know about that.
The only person here who actually hasn't contributed to that conversation.
No,
so,
but
yeah.
but it's important.
Yes,
It's
the
important to
people
know
know.
that the people that this happened for, it was stem cell transplantation.
Yes.
That being said, I feel obliged
Yes, to
tell you that
warn the public.
Okay.
that there's someone selling stem cells out there.
Yes.
I don't know if
But
that-
are they actually stem
I don't
cells?
know if they're stem cells.
There's
I'd like
this
to
doctor.
understand.
There is
Are they
this
stem cells?
doctor.
I don't
There's
know.
this doctor. You think lies are only here in Africa? There's this doctor called Dr. Machiarini. He was a throat surgeon. He claimed he had plastic and he had stem cells. He used to pour on the plastic, and he used to claim that this plastic will grow on the whatever.
On the throat.
On the throat. It was a serious one. As you doctor, you shouldn't be bad doctors.
Sure.
This guy was a very bad doctor. The stem cells, do you know what it did? One of the patients had to undergo over 140 surgeries.
Oh, that's really bad.
Dr. McCain. Okay. Non-related.
Non-related. But anyway, I think we've all debunked the theory.
yeah.
None of us believes the virus was created.
Yeah.
We all believe it was a
I also
spillover.
don't believe. Me, I feel like if it
We lacked the
was
technology.
an accident,
Yeah.
we didn't have that
So,
technology.
what I was asking you,
But
People claim-
what
people
we must
claim
understand
the
is
devil-
prophylactic.
No,
the
what
devil
we
has a
understand
lab there in hell.
in here where the virus was
It's
made.
cooking. He was cooking for years, cooking.
But it is
cooking.
possible spiritually if you look at
The
it. However,
devil didn't do
Okay,
it.
let's
This is
catch
what I
him.
believe.
Let's catch him there. Spiritually, no.
this is what I believe.
We are doctors.
I believe humans.
We
We
discuss
are the
facts.
ones responsible. I feel like the people that were doing mass vaccinations in Congo were responsible for the spread of the virus, and they were never really charged for any crime they did.
That being
And
said-
I think I think it was a kind of deliberate mission.
Unrelated.
Unrelated.
I'm
But
talking about
it
something
could have been deliberate.
unrelated. Not about the galaxy things, not about aliens, not about
The virus.
The virus.
Or stem cells.
This has just happened today. I had the news and it was really sad. So there's this school somewhere in Gombe, a primary school, and this headmaster has not been paying the teachers.
Yeah.
The teachers their salary.
They
For months, for
striked,
time.
called journalists.
Yeah, they called journalists. You
Then
had-
he called police on the journalists.
No, he didn't call police on the journalists. He beat up the teachers. Some lost teeth. Don't laugh.
sad.
Anyway,
The director beat up teachers and they roast teachers.
why are we discussing this? I think we should
Unrelated,
go.
me, I just wanted to remind you.
Don't remind us
Just
about
remind
Ugana's
us. Okay.
problems.
Let's
Let's complete.
I was saying,
Yes.
prophylactic.
Some are very sad.
Yes.
Have you heard about the prophylactic, Ian?
Yes, I've heard of the
Look at the sad guy.
Ian.
You're laughing at teachers.
The prophylactic.
I've heard of the prophylactic.
Two injections a year.
But people are
And
bad.
yourself.
Why would you beat someone? You didn't pay them, then you beat them.
Okay, it's deviating.
No.
You're deviating. Let's go back. Let's go back to what Noah is saying. Let's go
What are your
back.
thoughts?
No, me, I'm hurt.
You will discuss this after.
But you're
the
laughing.
podcast. Let's
Okay.
Yeah.
No, look at you. You're laughing more than me.
Noah, we'll go back to what you're
Okay,
saying.
everything was fine. You know, I was listening to the radio until one just said, I don't have teeth.
Noah, we'll go back.
So,
Yes,
Ian,
let's go back.
Ian, the prophylactic.
Because I don't know this man is going to include that in the podcast.
Yeah, we'll chop it.
No
Yes.
chopping.
So, the
I want my
prophylactic.
teeth.
The prophylactic.
I'm going
yeah.
to post it.
Yeah, the prophylactic. Yeah.
Sad.
Wait, is the
Yeah,
what's the name of the what's
prophylactic.
the,
Yes.
what's the name of
Two
the
injections.
prophylactic? Yes.
2 injections.
Yes.
In a year. 100% protection.
Why are
HIV.
we taking long to roll it
Search
out?
it up.
Why are we taking long to roll it out?
exist, though.
It's gone through that first phase of trials.
Is it the one
It's
that,
three
what is
phases.
the name?
There is progress for that thing.
Is
yeah.
it what's
Let-
Lena
the shape-
Kapava? Is it Lena Kapava?
Just find it down.
Oh, Lena Kapava is the injectable ARV.
Kapava.
Lena Kapava is something.
It
like
must
that.
be that.
Which kind
Sounds
of drugs of HIV? Anti-retro whatever. Prophylactic for HIV.
No, the prophylactic AR. The problem is you confused.
Yeah,
by-
nice to find it, Just like a side note.
Now
So-
you've gotten PrEP.
so-
Just Google Lena Kapava.
They are hiding it. I told you guys.
I know it's there.
It's there. They can't hide it.
They can't.
So on the radio,
Yes.
as the person was speaking, how was their accent, their voice?
Now you guys are back to the teeth. Let me Google Lena Kapava. Because these people are very dumb.
There was not.
Like what's wrong?
No,
with
it was the teacher who was like, mbadde wano
People are already searching the Kapaville price.
Yeah,
Lena Kapava. I think it's a longer. It's an injectable.
Yeah.
It's the one that I think you get how
we shall
often?
discuss those teeth later.
Anyway, you get it how many times?
World
Twice a
Health
year.
Organization open.
Yeah.
So that
Same
you
is
have-
interested in the school case.
Yeah, so this is the Nakapava. It's the
So-
one I know is an injectable that you
There it
receive
is.
at least. You receive it twice a year. It's like an ARV, but
That's
it's
the one.
effective. But this one is for people that.
But how is this that woman related
Hey,
to
wait.
Nakapava?
The
First go up.
Nakapava is a prey.
First go up.
Yes.
That's really interesting.
That's what it is.
That's
First go up.
interesting.
First
Yeah,
go
why
up.
do you think it was?
Wow.
So is that the whatever of the Nakapava? Where is the woman there?
First way, ignore the woman. I don't know why you
Just
you
read
disrupt-
just read that.
For
women.
This is what we should read. Who welcomes the news that long-acting injectable Nakapava is a PrEP, highly effective in preventing HIV acquisition? Wait, so it doesn't work in men?
It was tested on women.
Look at how sad he is.
The study, like the
That is sad.
participants, they try to get high risk individuals.
The high risk people that they give the
Yeah.
things.
So
But
they
no,
give
this
that.
is
So right now they
If
are
we
sure
can
the
have
women. But we are the same species.
We are the same species. But anyway, if we
Yes,
could have
species,
Lena
but
Kapava,
Different hormones, by the way.
But if you look at
Progesterone, right?
at the stats, the women are put at a high risk.
yeah, but I understand. But this is a big breakthrough.
Yeah.
Also, some of
But
the
I still believe, personally, I
PrEP
have
in HIV negative cisgender. What is cisgender?
cis like you know now we have the trans, then we also have the cisgender.
Cisgender
Cisgender
is
is like
not-
the normal
The
stuff.
normal stuff.
The normal is
used
the
as
cisgender.
cisgender.
The what you used to.
you have to add more things to this gender thing.
Anyway, so this is
We
what
need
I
a
believe
book
about the vaccine.
about gender.
That's why we need a gender pro.
The vaccine concerning HIV, I believe, this is my own feeling and my own belief. I think if only the virus was affecting the entire world globally, I think we'd have a vaccine, even a cure at this rate.
Okay.
Do you guys have you
We shall
ever
continue from
believed
there.
that?
Time. We shall continue.
Have you ever
from there.
believed
This is how
that?
We shall-
We had the vaccine for COVID within a year,
Yeah.
but we don't have a
Yes,
cure for
refused to
HIV in
end.
40 years.
Okay, yes.
Thank you,
There are
Paul.
reasons. There are reasons.
Now I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I
then
believe
we
it.
shall
Thank
continue
you.
from there.
You can cut. You can continue to.
Innovation Fund, Mackay University at Yusuf Lule. Come here, innovate people. It's all here for you guys. Right now we're in the media house, but there's more technology back there. I sign out. It's your boy Ian Kakoza, Dr. Shem Esenu, Dr. Genza Godfrey, Engineer
Noah Ajira.
Noah
As usual.
Ajira. As usual. What do you
Sure,
mean? No one
but-
is not.
Attempts to
But
change
you
from the
guys,
usual.
you guys, we had a cure for COVID in a year.